right.
So down here at the bottom left-hand corner of Shkurt's Plateau, we have Slayer's Alicia spawning as our yellow Protoss player, trying to be a little bit cheesy in the last game.
Indeed.
Committed a little bit too much to it. Think he would have been fine, but that's okay.
Big heart there from Mr. Dimaga.
Indeed. Throwing out, he is our Red Zerg player here at the top right-hand
The
corner.
ASC heart as well.
I like it. The Alt 3 in BNet heart. So if you guys didn't know that, hold Alt, hit 3 on the number pad. You actually get a heart symbol in BNet.
It's all about Alt 147, Alt 152, Alt 147.
Oh, I'm not that good with ASCII.
I'm not either. It's two eyes with like eyebrows over them, and then it's an upside down question mark for the nose. It's like a pretty cool face.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if I got that right.
There
There we go.
Someone else.
Larry got it.
Bam! There it is. I like it. A lot of people putting it into chat right now. Applause. Light round of applause for you guys. Forge Fast Expand coming out of Alicia. See if Alicia tries to be just as greedy once he gets that Forge down.
Or is it 1 2 5 6 or 1 2 4 5 6? I think I might have got the syntax on the last one wrong. Or yeah, the middle one.
This is clearly critical to your success as a human being. You must get this right. Anyway, Dimaga putting down spawning pool once again. So we saw in game number 1, he actually got spawning pool down after, I'm sorry, not spawning pool. He got down his hatchery after Alicia had already expanded. So something similar to that looks about ready to happen.
It is 1 2 4 5 6.
Forge is already queued up. I'm really concerned about this.
I'm sorry.
I'm just
interacting with everybody. I'm totally out of it right now, but
you're sick, man. It's all right.
I know, right? We are going to see a Forge first here out of Alicia, which gives him the potential for some more cannon cheese like we saw in game 1. Oh, and he is blocking this hatchery for quite a bit. Dimaga must be slightly irked by this.
Yes, indeed. Not sending down double, even with the amount of time that he's lost on the construction of the hatchery, it would have been more worth his time to send down a double drone at this point. But Gesundheit, we do have 4 more Zerglings coming up.
He's not going to get this hatch up. Oh,
there
it is. Finally.
And Alicia was being suitably pesky.
Yeah, he delayed that for a good 150 minerals.
And look at that. He actually got his Nexus up about 40% of the way done before that hatchery ever started.
Yeah. So went Nexus before the cannon, just based on what he scouted. I like it. And he's going to be safe to any kind of link pressure here.
Yeah, certainly. I'm curious if he full walls or if he's going to leave a little gap, or could see something similar to the Stargate play like we did in the first game.
We could indeed.
Yep.
And here we go. A couple lings going to try and take out that scouting probe. Dimaga also doing his due diligence and scouting for a pylon down there at the 4th main. He's just running all over the place. Uh-oh. Cutting his trip a little bit short. Going to stick 2 lings on this probe. Poor guy.
And Dimaga's control actually been pretty cool. I'm sorry, not Dimaga. Alicia's control. Mineral walked his way back through and avoided a couple of hits. And we already saw an expansion started. I don't know if that probe picked up on the drone's existence there or not. So I don't know if Alicia is privy to this quite yet.
I don't think he is. I mean, he just left that area, and I believe Dimaga snuck that drone through without being seen. So not going to be scouted by Alicia.
And Dimaga floating in with an Overlord, so he's going to be able to pick up on any sort of early tech structures. Photon Cannon, of course, not going to be able to reach that. And there is double gas up for Alicia and a ton of gas up. Now, 50 of that's going to go to Warpgate technology here in a second, but there is the pretty predictable Stargate. It is just in Dimaga's vision.
Surprising he put that right in the vision. Just right like that.
Whoa!
And, air upgrades coming.
No warp gates.
What is
air
going
weapons
on here?
level 1.
Phoenixes or Void Rays?
I'm going to say a little bit of both. I think we're going to do like a Void Ray and 2 or 3 Chrono Boosted Phoenixes after that. And after he starts doing a little bit of damage, he can just go double Stargate, like Mass Void Ray or something. So
that's understandable.
Yep. Or Mass Phoenix. God, Mass Phoenix is so ridiculously good.
It is really
They come out
cool
so
to watch.
quick. Yeah.
It's really cool to watch, especially, a player with extremely good micro. Second Stargate.
There it is.
Oh, and it's going to get scouted.
Yeah, because even if he Chrono Boosts out of Phoenix right now, the Phoenix takes long enough to kill the Overlord to be able to get in there. Although, it's taking kind of a roundabout route. And it's not going to see it until it gets right here. Void Ray may be out in time, we'll find out.
Maybe. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
Either way, Dimaga is up to his third at this point, and continuing to macro here, only working off of 1 gas, so he's conserving a lot of money. He needs to find out about this second Stargate and quick, because
Chad is calling for a fleet beacon. I like it. Let's see oh, yep, he sees the second Stargate. Okay, so he knows that full... I'm going to see Hydras here in just a second. But he knows full-on air attack coming at him. The wall of Void Ray, so to speak. Oh, actually, a third Stargate.
What is going on?
Wow! Alicia just going mass Void Rays.
This is unreal.
This is like beta day 5 build. Just lots of Void Rays. Go!
I can't say that I've ever seen this, especially
Yeah.
against Zerg. Weapons 1 is going to be done here in a second. And Void Rays are pretty good.
Yeah.
They do a lot of damage, especially if you can get them charged up.
And once you get to that critical number, it just doesn't really matter. They just kill everything so fast.
Yeah, everything
The
just
problem,
dies.
of course, is getting up to that number. But once they do, they're just unstoppable.
It looks like he's going to assist with some Phoenixes as well. First Phoenix on the way.
Yeah, now, if he actually... Dimaga. If Dimaga actually goes into Hydra and then Infestor, he's going to be able to catch, like, clumps of units, and that's actually going to put him in a pretty good spot. But it'll have to come down to that. There's already 2 Void Rays here, and Zerglin's going to die pretty quickly, and Dimaga should be able to get his way around the back of the mineral line here and start picking off some drones.
Yep, and that's not going to be good for Dimaga. He does not... Well,
He has 2 queens out now.
And a Spore.
Yeah. So he should be okay right away, although we're certainly going to have more units added in here. This is ridiculous. And
Not sure what all those Lings think they're doing.
they're just checking things out, man.
They're like, hold the line. Oh, but these Queens I don't think are going to be able to
my
cut
God,
it.
there are so many air units.
Yeah,
here.
this
It's
Air
ridiculous.
Force is really picking itself up and getting together quite quickly here. Dimaga, I think, going to take a lot of damage right here. Not expecting this many Void Rays, and going to take out that Spore Crawler as well. Can Dimaga hold on to his third? Tons of Overlords are going to start going down here.
This is pretty ridiculous. Let's see. Is he going to start targeting down Hurt Void Ray? Yep, 1 already died. Looks like these Phoenixes are starting to get a little bit low as well, but the Queens have already taken significant damage, and these Void Rays are just pumping out so much. This is ridiculous. Spore Crawler actually going to go down before it finishes. We did not cancel, so a little bit of lost resources there. More Spore Crawlers coming up. We already have 4.
Oh no,
There's
if he gets
2
the
there.
third here, I feel like Dimaga's going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, and looks like he's just going to try and focus that down at all costs, picking up a couple of Queens as well. The third goes down to 80 points of health! Finish it! I know you want to kill those Queens, but finish the hatchery.
Oh, he will.
Yeah. Looks like that works.
No, he won't.
Kind of. If he leads with this 1 Void Ray, he'll be able to get a little bit of damage. Come on, 80 points of health.
Why
There
are
it
you
is.
not
Damage being
attacking it?
done.
There
it
we
is.
go.
All right, hatchery down. And the Void Rays are going to get away. Ooh, wow, that one actually 1 hit away from falling.
So that's like a guaranteed kill on the third,
Yes.
with a 3 Stargate investment, but how is he going to continue to use those Stargates? Is it going to be the Mass Phoenix? I think so.
And Mass Infestor coming out now. Actually, did he bypass Hydras altogether? He
Yeah.
did. He just went straight into a Infestor. So
You
Dimaga
slide
feels-
dog, you.
Yeah, Dimaga feels
Dimaga.
pretty confident. Oh, wow, these drones are getting picked off. That's actually justifying the cost of a lot of those air units alone. And we'll get into a situation kind of like we saw. Oh man, who was it? It was Liquid Tyler. This was in qualifier number 1. It was Liquid Tyler versus, I don't remember who the Zerg player was, but he just overran him with just an enormous amount of Phoenixes. Just straight up, just mass Phoenixes.
Oh god, Dimaga's taking so much damage right now. Good fungals going off though, and he's really using these Phoenixes quite well, picking off a lot of Infestors, picking off various other units as they come out of the hatchery.
Yeah.
How much damage can he get done with this Void Ray? He's looking to deny the 2 Evolution Chambers.
Dimaga supply blocked. 1 Evolution Chamber has already gone down. That Void Ray is charged up, so even if something comes over to attack it, it's already going to do enough damage to take out the Evolution Chamber. So many Phoenixes in the air. Alicia is doing nothing but just pumping 3 Phoenixes at a time. It is a ridiculous investment in units. Oh, and now we have Zealots being added to the mix as well. Of course, those Infestor is not going to be terribly great against a good number of Zealots.
Yeah. And Infestor almost going down there in transition to the natural, but it will stay alive. And these Phoenixes just being oh so annoying. Dimaga, you gotta hand it to him. Oh, beautiful fungal goes off, catching a majority of the Phoenixes, and they will get into the deeper oranges. Once again, a fungal goes off, and now the Queens are starting to do work against these Phoenixes.
3 Phoenixes, or actually 4 Phoenixes get away with almost no health, though. So Dimaga would sure like to have those in the bag at the moment. Don't think Alicia, I'm not saying he doesn't know how to macro out of this, but I'm saying he's not probably done this often, I would imagine, because he is putting down a Twilight Council, but he's actually floating a ton of resources at the moment, and really needs to start thinking about taking a third base and then just massing gateways. There's the third Nexus coming down. It looks like a little short stuff going to make his way in. He's picking off a lot.
Short stuff.
Good old short stuff. He's picking off a lot of Overlords, but Dimaga overmade so many that he is in no danger whatsoever of being supply blocked.
Yep, and that's actually a good thing for him.
Yeah, certainly.
But wow, did he overmake Overlords.
Yeah, he really did.
Oh my god, maybe he was anticipating just losing, a ton of them, but that hasn't happened yet.
All right, and all the shields are back for these Phoenixes. He's not made a ton of other air units for a while. That is a sweet Artosis pylon there. I'm sure there's some more being added in a second. Yeah, over on the right-hand side. Right now, that's powering an enormous number of photon cannons. Here we go, though. Phoenix is retreating back to home. Units tab shows us Alicia's actually at a 16-worker deficit, even through all of that. While he does have pretty good tech, we already see Dimaga on Infestors and able to go up to Hive pretty easily, so it's not like he's significantly ahead in tech.
Mm-hmm. I really agree with that. Alicia really has to get this third established, and that's exactly what he's up to. He's getting his cannons over there.
Yeah.
He's securing the position. And, I'm just amazed. Oh, dear. Oh, no.
That's going to get a lot of damage done. Oh, that's just destruction. That's some death and destruction right there. 14 workers killed altogether, and that's going to help equalize the workers count a little bit. Yep, now just an 8-worker difference, and of course, off of 3 Chrono boosted Nexuses. He should be able to make that up quite a bit.
Nexusizers.
Yep, Nexusizers.
Those 3
Swords.
Stargates really not paying off at this point, though.
Right.
I feel like maybe 2 Stargate would have had a similar effect, and without the added risk of just not using any of those production facilities,
building up his gateway army a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, well, let's take a look now. Let's take stock of the game. We have +2 armor coming up for Dimaga. Second Evolution Chamber on the way as well. He's already got 1-1 done. Good number of Infestors in the mix, and he's got so many Queens behind this that we may see a situation. I've actually seen this a few times where there's just going to be mass transfuses and a bunch of fungal growths going off while the Lynx just absorb some damage and try and take out a couple of forward units. So, nice round, but Blink was done. So,
it would be great with some Ultras.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but it looks like he's getting Spire. So, looks like his tech choice in Tier 3 may be Broodlords. We'll find out, though. Bunch of Roaches following this up. Don't know if I agree with that. But here we go. The Phoenixes, again, picking off a number of workers. That 14 workers has climbed to 24. And I believe he lost 1 Phoenix for another 10 workers killed. So, pretty good investment there. And 63 workers to 56. Now, Alicia has the advantage.
Yeah, for certain. Dimaga is still taking his 4th and 5th bases as we speak, though. So, he's really not falling behind in the macro. He's still up by, 30 supply right now, 35 supply.
And like we said, his tech is pretty good. He's got Neural Parasite coming down. He's already got a bunch of Infestors. He's got pretty well upgraded, ground units.
That +1 air also signifies to me that almost for sure he's going to go Broodlords.
Oh, Broodling Strike with +1 is just devastating to a ground force. So he is going to have to produce a few Corruptors, but of course Corruptors are super effective against Phoenixes. So sorry to get a little Pokemon on people there, but they are super effective. We do have... oh, look, Phoenix is actually given vision on the high ground. Zealots are warping in from the low ground, and there's a bunch of units available. My god, that's a lot of Infestors. The Zealots are going to do some significant damage, though. It looks like one going after workers, the other one's trying to take down that hatchery.
Yeah. So many spells are going to be used throughout this game. That is a gaggle of Infestors.
Yeah, it really is.
Staying very close together, but It looks like Alicia's on the move. No, wants to back out after taking out a few creep tumors. Dimaga might try and seize this opportunity to grab some free units here. If he could get a fungal off, it would be a pretty big deal, but Alicia's going to be able to fall back all the way to the cover of his third, and he now has that bottom middle fourth on the way. I don't think Dimaga has any idea about this, so Alicia kind of, you know, pulling a minigun. He's got that ninja expansion going in the bottom middle.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I don't think that Dimaga knows about it, so maybe that's changing Dimaga's style of play here. He might think that he's only on 3 base.
Yeah, we'll find out if Dimaga decides to get aggressive in a second. Behind these photon cannons and the pretty well-defended position of Colossi, it would be a little difficult for him, especially because the Phoenixes are going to keep the Corruptors at bay, and that'll allow the Colossi to do a lot more damage. But Neural Parasite is done, so if he's able to occupy the Air Forces, he should be able to get in and do some good damage. I'm sorry, it looks like a few more Zealots were actually brought in. Apologize, but those were handled with pretty easily. And Alicia just posturing in the middle of the map.
Yes, indeed. Going with that Phoenix Colossus composition. Has he grabbed any more upgrades? No, he's just sitting on that 1-0 on the air. Nonetheless, though, great for controlling the air, preventing drops, going to give him full scouting. He can get timing on all the expos. And then again, just drone raiding like we see here, which is going to potentially do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It's just so effective. His workers killed is getting through off the charts.
Yeah, he's already up to 35 and a 36, and if he gets the last one, nope. This one feeling very lucky, not even bothering to go back into the mines, says, what's the point? I have stared into the jaws of death, and I have survived. He is now a drone prophet. Let's take a look at the units tab. Looks like Alicia up by 13 workers. Both players are maxed at the moment. You never, ever, ever, ever want a position where oh god, he really didn't know this base was here and lost a Corruptor as a result of it, but you never want to get in a situation where your Protoss opponent is banking resources after being maxed because their units are so cost effective to begin with.
And they can just mass gateways in the late game.
Exactly.
Go up to 15 to 20.
And then, bam, look, 20 more Zealots just popped down. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. It's just instantaneous supply refresh. And they can also save Chrono and then change Chrono while their gateways and warp in a second immediately after that. I mean, it's very, very difficult to deal with Berserk and Terran, I feel like.
A couple more Phoenixes going down, but it looks like Alicia, I don't think he's giving up supply at the moment, but he's being a little more risky with these because he wants to replace them with better Colossi and stuff like that. So, Dimaga is just about maxed as well. Looks like he's actually producing a bunch of spine crawlers so he can have, you know, well, I thought he was going to maybe do this, like, mass spine crawlers, produce a bunch of units, and then cancel them all and do a big, like, 230-foot push or something like that.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can. I've seen players do it. Destiny does it quite a bit, so.
Destiny is a tricky one, though.
He is. Yeah, he's
sneaky.
He's a smart guy as well. Like I realize, and he would be the first to admit that he has to get his mechanics into shape and stuff like that, but he has a lot of really, he's a very good mind when it comes to StarCraft. So.
Ooh, a couple Corruptors going down right there. Yeah, Destiny actually linked, or it wasn't Destiny, but someone linked me to a song of Destiny, I believe, playing the saxophone.
Yeah, he was a musician. He and I
is good.
Old musicians. I need to get together with him and jam sometime.
He is good.
Yeah.
Have you heard that MP3?
Yeah. He has a whole side of it.
I was super impressed.
Yeah, no, he's a really great musician.
I would actually listen to that.
And here we go. Alicia going to push his way in here in just a second. There's an observer along with this, so that pretty good creep spread out of Dimaga is going to be neutralized a little bit. Throws down the preemptive force field. It's going to push a lot of those infestors back, and already a couple of feedbacks and storms going down. Those Corruptors are doing a little bit of damage, but these Colossi have actually already inflicted the damage that they want. Roaches are now making their way up as well. There are 3 Colossi in total still remaining, and these Corruptors are not doing the work they need. Getting taken out. Now we have the
backups here. Broodlords are in the house, and they're surrounding these Stalkers with Broodlings. Stalkers not going to cut it. All these fungals going down, and Dimaga getting very, very cost efficient here in the late game. But
you were talking about spamming gateways?
Yeah, we got some serious reinforcements here from Alicia making their way over, but he's actually going to back off for now and give these infestors a chance to recumulate some of their energy.
I think that super favored Alicia as well. He had so many resources banked, so many gateways ready to go that he's going to be able to remax so quick. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. So many Stalkers coming in now. Now he's got High Templar in the mix as well. That is pretty ridiculous.
What's going on in the bottom right?
Down at the bottom right, looks like those Phoenixes are coming back in to do a little bit more damage. Of course, they take forever to kill a Roach, but they will occupy some if a fight ever comes and they're involved. And 4 Broodlords sitting in the middle of the map.
Oh, go back to the Broodlords.
All right, so I'm going back to the Broodlords.
Aren't they elegant? Look.
Oh, you and your elegance of Broodlords.
They're so elegant.
I know they have a drone sitting on top, so
Do
it's
they?
not elegant. Yeah, look at that. Kind of looks like a drone sitting on top. That's what
It
everyone
really
said.
actually
You have the little
does.
pinchers right there. Anyway, here we go. Alicia going to make his way to the 12 o'clock decision. Take down the
Very
indestructible
similar
rocks
in their
first.
evolution.
Indeed.
Maybe they evolved from drones.
And we have, what was I just talking about? Anyway, Alicia making his way up to the 12 o'clock. Dimaga doesn't really have anything to go ahead and stop this.
Blink.
Yes, indeed. Hatchery goes down right away. These drones are in danger as well. Doesn't really matter, I guess. They don't have anywhere to mine from, then they're not going to be a threat. Actually, take a look at the economy at the moment. A little bit skewed because Dimaga's transferring over a few workers. We'll see it even up here in just a second. But really, Dimaga not doing a ton of mining down here at the bottom right, which he really should be. Because that is a base begging for workers to be put down. Actually, Dimaga, with just a lot of underutilized bases at the moment, still has plenty of minerals to go around.
Yeah, very strange that he's not saturating these other bases. He's missing out on so much potential income here.
Yeah, certainly.
I'm a little bit worried about him right now because he's only really mining healthily off that one base. He could really kick his 3rd and 4th into high gear. Maynard's some drones over there, drone up just a little bit, but it looks like he's going to focus on just building up all army here.
Is
And
another Stargate coming up? Do we have a
Carriers?
fleet beacon on the ground? Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
carriers.
I don't see one yet, but
Maybe it's for a potential void race.
And there's the blink onto the high ground again. This hatchery, come on, 1 hit. Thank you. Okay, hatchery goes down. Blink himself back away. Didn't sustain any losses. He's doing just fine. And yeah, I think we're gonna get to the point where he's gonna have 4 Stargates up. And if you would need a remax, you can just remax on carriers. Because unless mass hydras come out, it's gonna be very difficult for anything to take down mass carriers from Dimaga at the moment.
Totally agree. Another Stargate as well. So do you think he's going to go with the mass void ray composition or the mass carrier composition?
I don't know. He has not added a fleet beacon yet, which tells me that he'll just mass on Void Rays and Colossi after this, because he added another Robo as well.
Okay.
And he's got enough resources that he can just slap down as many of those as he wants.
Yeah, he really can.
Yeah. So here we go. +1. Protoss Shield's coming up. Never a good situation when your Protoss is like, I got anything else to spend money on. I might as well get some shield upgrades.
Yeah.
And this hatchery is going to fall as well. The drones have pretty good reaction time. And Alicia gets a few of his units fungled. But I think he's almost at that point where he's like, kill a couple of them. Free up some supply, please. He needs more Colossi and Void Rays.
Interesting that he gave up all those stalkers. I'm not sure why. Oh, beautiful
Oh,
storms and
and
feedbacks
feedbacks.
going down.
That was really
Alicia
good.
just 100% on top of things, but he's going to lose a few of those High Templar. Now warping in some additional stalkers to try and hold this. But Dimaga not really looking to push right now. He's kind of playing a little bit of a cat and mouse game where he continues to hide, and then it's like he's trying to counter engage after Alicia has taken out his critical target and pulled out.
Right. And Alicia, oh my god!
That's a lot of feedback.
That was like, I'm writing down top 10 moments 32 minutes into the game. That was pretty ridiculous. I'll complete that later. Oh my god. Such good feedbacks. That was a total boss move.
Yeah. And that really, really hurt Dimaga because he was trying to get in there and open up the engagement with some front-loaded damage on fungals. And
Yes.
Losing all of those infestors really, really hurts him.
Yeah, certainly. And he's just struggling to find any mining whatsoever. Putting down 2 Broodlords at the moment is going to give him, well, actually 17 Broodlords. Woohoo! 19 actually when this is done. So he is banking on the fact that these Broodlords are going to take out everything, and that's not a terrible thing to bank on him, especially where he's at and his base is going down. He knows he just needs to crush through repeated forces, and against nothing but stalkers with a few fungals to hold units in play, or, you know, at bay, and then just run in with the Broodlords. Maybe he has a chance, but oof.
I feel like he could run into some trouble, though, if, you know, he makes too much supply worth of these Broodlords, because Alicia has the infrastructure to make a very hard tech switch to Stargate.
Yes.
And if he invests too much supply in Broodlords,
Just
could end up
5 Void Rays will win the game for him. I mean,
Yeah,
otherwise.
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I'm worried about here.
We saw that. Who was it on VP that was playing Xenex's puzzle? So, or now Slayer's Puzzle, I guess. It was a replay that was sent into us. It's actually very, very good. Ended up making 25 Brewlords, and that's what happened. Forced a base race, and all Xenex Puzzle did was made 2 Void Rays and won the game.
Really?
So, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. Hatchery going to fall down. It looks like we may force the engagement. No, Alicia not wanting to engage at this point. Look how many broodlings are in the air. That is just insane. And they do a lot of damage.
They are everywhere. They're going to pick off that Stalker. And Alicia trying to fall back and feedback when and where he can. Fungal does go down on a majority of the army. Actually, he blinks out of there. Only 4 Stalkers going to get caught with that Fungal. And Alicia falling back right now, but I wouldn't say that he's down and out or even close. And yes, he is going to subsidize that lost supply with Void Rays.
Void Rays are going to be really, really good right now. There's not a lot of Corruptors, as you mentioned. In fact, I don't even know how many are in the air right now. Looks like none. There are no Corruptors in the air. This base is going to go down, but it's completely mined down, so it's not all that big of a loss for Alicia. He's playing defensively up here to the top left-hand corner, where he actually has real structures remaining. He is going to counterattack, possibly? I think there's going to be... I mean, he's really just trying to delay until he neutralizes those Infestor numbers, because once the Infestors go down, oh my god, just like that, that was actually a really big loss for Dimaga.
Wow. Again, with the Infestors getting feedbacks, that's all game long. He continues to lose them, and now blinking under all of these Broodlords might not have been the best idea, but it's going to free up some supply for Void Rays. He is going to lose everything, however.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually pretty substantial.
Yeah, because Dimaga has... I mean, this is...
supply lead in a major way.
He was looking to trade armies and then come back and start denying bases. Like he was playing defensive this entire game, and that's his hope. Because he still has a lot of mining that he could do. Gesundheit.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Void Ray switch, I think, is what might be the nail in the coffin.
Void Rays do we have on the field? It looks like there's 5, and 3 are being pumped at a time.
Oh, but he's just going to send them straight in. Not a good idea. There are Fungals and Infested Terrans waiting for him. In the event that he does this, oh god, they're killing the Infestors so quick. Oh,
yeah, they really are.
Good lord.
I mean, +1 Void Rays are pretty darn good.
And they do have the 2 shield upgrades.
God, those are so good. There's only 8 remaining, however, and Dimaga's going to find it a little bit hard to reproduce those. He's actually trying to make a few Infestors. He's going to swing it with Lings in here in a second, but those Lings are... well, they're actually pretty well upgraded, but that's not what he needs at the moment. Now he's exposed, and the rest of these Broodlords are going to start getting picked off one by one.
Oh, no. This is exactly what Alicia needed. He needed to get rid of all the Broodlords. The Stalkers are going absolutely berserk over there, getting surrounded.
Oh, no. And then the flank was so good. 2 more Broodlords going down. Just 1 left on the field. I was seeing if there was any more somewhere else that I wasn't noticing yet. No, that's all of them.
Dimaga trying to do what he can, where he can, but I mean, this is just such a difficult situation for him. These Void Rays are really, really, really mucking things up right now.
Yeah, certainly. Economy is pretty consistent between our 2 players, but now...
the supplies certainly aren't.
No, not at all. And it looks like Dimaga was just trying to get up whatever forces he can. Oh, left that remaining. Whatever forces he could in Lings and Infestors, and really he needs like Corruptor Ultra or something like that at the moment, because he is going to get torn apart by the... oh god, he catches the Void Rays though. Don't know if he has enough Chain Fungals ready. There's no Templar on the field, so no threat of feedbacks, but there is a threat of Blink Stalkers, of course, running in a few Zerglings behind that as well. Looks like he has done pretty well against the Void Rays, but now with Colossi coming around the side and reinforcements, I think that that is going to spell doom.
Alicia's bringing it all together here in the late game. Void Rays, Colossus, Blink Stalker's going to pick off the rest of those Infestors, and oh no, GGGL coming out of Dimaga. Great series. Alicia will be moving on.